He brags about his criminal past and now claims to be a real estate mogul, but a single mom says he swindled her out of more than 20 grand and left her with nothing and no place to live. The Fox 4 problem solvers investigate.
A self-described real estate mogul who openly brags about his criminal past claims he's innocent on a deal that cost a single mom more than $20,000 and left her with nothing.
Fox 4 problem solver Linda Wagar has met a lot of interesting people, but few match the moxie of Clarence Burnett.
The purpose of this video is to set the record straight regarding the lies, slanderous statements, and assault on my character made by Fox 4 News, investigative reporter Linda Wagar, and the buyers of a property our company had a contract with. Those buyers were Kelly Andrews and her husband, Michael Cortez. The property was located at 1020 West 30th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. I've been accused of selling the couple a home, disappearing, and 4 months later selling the property from up under them. This couldn't be further from the truth. So today, I'm going to break down exactly what happened September 8th, 2020, when Kelly Andrews and Michael Cortez entered into a contract with our company to purchase the investment property located at 1020 West 30th Street. On September 8th, 2020, Kelly and Michael contacted a real estate broker who had the property listed for our company on the multiple listing service. The purchase price was $35,000. The couple asked if they could put $20,000 down and would the seller finance the other $15,000 for 1 year on a contract for deed. Our company agreed to do so. The real estate broker then drew up the contract. Within 5 hours, Kelly and her husband went to the office, signed the contract, and made a down payment of $20,000 in small denomination bills, which consisted of $1 bills, $5 bills, and $10 bills that the company had brought with them in a brown paper sack. We also observed them counting another $200,000 in cash that she stated she was using to purchase a commercial building late that evening, and asked if we had any commercial properties that could be used for a restaurant. We replied no. She took a copy of her contract and they left. First, I will give you some facts about the property itself and show you pictures as to the condition of 1020 West 30th, the day Kelly and her husband put it under contract. The property was a fixer-upper. It was completely gutted. There were no interior walls. There were no interior floors. This home needed about $80,000 to $100,000 in renovations. Their plans were to fix and flip the property for a profit, not to live in, as reported by Fox 4 News and Linda Wagar of Problem Solvers. Kelly and her husband stated that $100,000 was no issue for them to renovate this home and that they had the cash to do so. Their crew started work on the property immediately after the contract was signed. We drove by the property and observed them at work on many occasions. They started with the foundation, completely tearing it out and rebuilding it. Within 2 weeks of Kelly and Michael signing the contract, we got a call from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. A neighbor to the east of the home had complained about workers burning barrels of wood inside the property. The neighbor's house is about 6 feet to the east of 1020 West 30th, and the concern was that if the property caught fire, then it's likely the neighbor's home would also catch fire, which could have resulted in serious injury or death. Our company immediately checked to see if Kelly had pulled any permits to start work on the property. She had not, even though we had advised her to do this on a few occasions. More importantly, we had not received proof of insurance from her or Michael on the property, which was a major concern for our company. If the house burned down, we would be out of $15,000 that was still owed, or even worse, if the neighbor's house caught fire, we would be responsible because we still own the property until Kelly and Michael paid off the balance owed on the contract. We never disappeared. Kelly and Michael stopped communication with us for some time when we pressed them to provide work permits and proof of insurance on the property. On December 9th, she sent a text stating she had a new number she could be reached at. At this point, we were highly frustrated with her lack of communication and violations of the contract. If she didn't want to abide by the contract terms, she should have paid the house off in full on 9/8/2020 when she signed that contract. Homeownership comes with responsibility. Twice within the first 30 days of Kelly and Michael signing the contract, she called and made appointments to pay off the balance, but never showed. She can still purchase the property at this time if she pays the following: $15,000 principal balance owed, late fees and penalties on past due payments, fines assessed to our company by the city of Kansas City, Missouri for not keeping the property clean, boarding up of windows and doors, work done without permits that we will receive triple fines for, our company, utility bills in our name in excess of $10,000 that she has never paid or never had transferred over into her name, removal of debris and trash that our crews had to clean up, back property taxes, insurance payments, our attorney fees for warrants and other property violations that came personally in the seller's name that were recently cleared up on May the 6th of this year. There was also a lot of shoddy work performed on the foundation that made the house worth less than when Kelly and Michael put the house on the contract, namely foundation work. There will be structural engineer costs and architect fees to remedy this situation. Fox 4 News, Linda Wagar of Problem Solvers. You made no attempt to contact the real estate broker or the seller despite having their full names and both easily reachable. You knew I was not the seller. You had the signed, dated, notarized contracts in hand to prove so. You knew that Kelly Andrews did not intend to occupy the property. You were there at the property, you know its condition and how dilapidated the home is. I also believe that you fabricated evidence in the form of a cashier's check to make it look like the down payment from Kelly Andrews and Michael Cortez came in the form of a bank check and not $1, $5, and $10 bills in the amount of $20,000. This I know for sure. You interviewed Kelly Andrews and Michael Cortez in their home, so you also were aware she is not homeless and never has been. It is a fact that Kelly and Michael have lived in Walnut Grove apartments in North Kansas City for 10 years. These are gorgeous apartments that boast of several amenities and close to Zona Rosa, shopping district, the airport, and a good school district for her kids. Kelly Andrews and her husband have resided in Walnut Groves basically rent-free for 10 years due to the fact the apartments are government subsidized. But they have plenty of cash and wealth to pay rent and live wherever they want to in Kansas City, Missouri. You know, Ms. Wagar, that they put down $20,000 in cash on 1020 West 30th Street. Kelly also told you she could pay off the balance of another $15,000 in cash at any time. You also know that she was putting together another $80,000 to $100,000 in cash into the renovations of 1020 West 30th Street. That's over $135,000 in cash. With that being said, I'm sure as my private investigators continue to look into them and their malicious and false claims, they will probably uncover more substantial amounts of wealth and free government assistance they are receiving on taxpayers' dimes. The journalistic duty of Channel 4 News and reporter Linda Wagar is to seek the truth in problem solver investigations, not just seek a juicy story. That did not happen in this situation. The public has been misled about this whole deal intentionally by Fox 4 News. Their credibility is now in question. My question to you, Ms. Wagar, is how do you have the audacity to call me a real estate con man when you edited and left out all the facts of this issue for your own glory as a journalist at the expense of my reputation, life, and career? What has transpired is nothing short of a modern-day news media lynching and an attack on a person of color simply because of my mistakes and criminal history when I was 24 years of age and younger. I have paid my debt to society for all my actions, but thanks to you and Fox 4, it will be everlasting. I have bought and sold over 3,000 single-family, multifamily, and commercial properties and never have been accused of being a con man or scamming people in real estate, nor convicted. Ms. Wagar, you used just a few seconds of my documentary that is 3 hours and 20 minutes long to make me look like a monster. That documentary is my life and my truth. It was done so that people I teach and mentor will know where I came from, what I went through, and know they can succeed against all odds. Fox 4, I never said I was a victim in this situation. For me, it's just business, and we've got some business to handle in the near future.